favorite oils, mainly because they come up all the time and they're the ones I tell people a lot about. And some of the oils, sometimes you have to get a bit creative about the way that you use them, especially when sort of you get people go, oh my God, frankincense, I can't afford that. There are ways, and this is one way. One of the oils I'm going to talk about tonight is one of the ways that if you think outside the square, you can actually afford it and use it on a regular basis. Without going to the book, frankincense to me has always been the calming oil. It's the one when there's so much going on up in here. Frankincense is the oil that keeps me calmer, that keeps me thinking straight, that just helps me every day. Over the last 20 years, it has always been my go-to oil. In fact, it's the one that I started to run out of and why I started looking at buying new oils again when I first joined doTERRA. When I got my roller kit, I got my roller of frankincense and fell in love. So, and here I am back doing oils. So every day, every morning, I start with this one, okay, with Intune. Now, the major ingredient in Intune is frankincense. So that, to me, first off, makes it affordable, okay? It's one way that I can actually afford to use my frankincense every single day. Secondly, it's in a roller. It's in coconut oil. It's got a couple of other things in it, but it's ready to use. So that makes it really easy for me to do. So with my Intune, back of the neck, every day, both sides for good measure. And then I also just use it as a perfume as well. So it's a beautiful oil. I won't even attempt to read the label, so I've opened the book, but it has in it amyris, patchouli, frankincense, lime, ylang ylang, sandalwood and Roman chamomile. Now those oils by themselves are quite expensive, especially the chamomile, the sandalwood and the frankincense. So by doing it this way, I get the benefit of those oils as well as they're affordable and ready to use and I can use it. Now, why do I use this every morning? Okay, it is the focus blend. So it's great for your attention. It's great to just keep on track during the day. But I find I tell people that I use this oil in the morning to help me sleep at night, and I get some funny looks with that. But for me, it is frankincense is for the mentally overwhelmed. And so I always describe frankincense and now the Intune as being like the filing system. You know, when you walk into your desk, walk into it, there you go, and it's some Intune focus. Look at your desk and you've got all that stuff on your desk and you know that that one bit of information is there but you can't find it and you've got to like go through everything. Or if you'd filed it all, you'd know exactly where it is. Well, that's what Intune's like in my head. Okay, so with all the thoughts and everything going on during the day, I find Intune means that I stay more focused, that things are filed. And when I do go to bed of a night time, I don't have that that half hour where I've got to replay everything in my head. And yep, it's well known I go to bed late. That's fine. But when I go to bed, I pretty much crash. I'm out because I've already done all that sorting in my head during the day, processed all that information that's come in. So I love Intune and I do use it every single day. I had someone on the weekend sort of said, oh, and how to use it? And I've gone like this and they've gone, oh. And I went, what? They went, oh, I normally just like tiny, use a little bit. It's not going to hurt. Like that tiny little bit, I don't think you'd get a huge amount of benefit from that. Don't be afraid to use them. Beautiful, beautiful oil. Now, the Intune also for the kids, it is not, well, you can use the Intune for the kids, but there's also the Children's Focus Blend, which would work very similarly for the kids. And with the kids, you can roll it up the spine. So from the base of the spine, just up their back, as well as in their neck. And that will help them during the day just stay that little bit calmer, a little bit more focused, really good when they're going to school if they're a bit restless and things like that. So it's a beautiful blend. Love that one. Anyone else use it? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yep, every day.
Yeah, every day.
Every day, I know. It's just, to me, one of those ones. And whenever anyone says, I can't afford frankincense, straight away I talk about that one, because it does. It's even better, or not even better, but if you're using the frankincense for that whole concentration, for that aspect, then that is just a brilliant way and an affordable way for people to use it. So I love that one. Okay, now I'll stick with my morning ritual. So that is my perfume one in the morning. Now it's coming up winter, so we've already had I've already had a few friends with sniffles and colds, flus, things like that. So my second blend that I like to use most days is the On Guard. Okay, again, I've got it in a roller form. Okay, for me in the mornings, it's got to be simple. It's got to be easy to use. I just have these beside my bed. They're all labeled, so I know which ones they are. I don't have to think too much. But this one, I roll on the base of my feet. And again, not just a drop, just roll it on your feet and then put your shoes and socks on. Now that will then, non-compliant speaking, help your immune system. Okay, it'll help you combat colds and flus. I always describe it as without it, if somebody sneezes over there, I'm going to catch the cold. With this, you can sneeze right next to me and I'm pretty well protected. Hence the reason it's the protective blend. So this one is awesome. Talking about the children again, you've got a similar blend for the kids. They can use this one. You can halve it and fill it up with coconut oil for the kids, or you can use the children's protective blend. And again, on their feet every day, especially when they first start preschool. It is brilliant. And sorry, I dropped something. A necessity when they start preschool and school, just to keep them healthier, so that they're not catching all the dreaded lurgies that go around. Now, obviously, we all know that On Guard comes in the beadlets, and it comes in the capsules, and it comes in the oils. So use it whichever way works for you. For the kids, for the teenagers, I've just had my teenager walk in. This one I like because it's in a plastic bottle, and go that way, please. It's in a plastic bottle, and she can put it in her school bag, and she has, sorry. Adeline, can you close the door again, please? Okay, sorry.
Can I just ask about plastic, though? Isn't that no good to put oils in?
It's not oil. These are the beadlets. Yeah. So they're in a little...
Oh, okay.
But what it means is that my kids can take the oils to school, this or the peppermint, they can take them to school without worrying about it breaking in the bottom of their bag. Obviously, my kids are about 11 and 13, so I can trust them with it. I wouldn't put it in a 5-year-old's bag, but with the older ones, they can take it to school and take them as they need them. And with that, obviously, like with the whole breathing thing, the other reason I like the roller is because you can roll it on your hands and breathe it in. Just cup it straight over your face and breathe it in and get that instant relief. So with the glass bottles, the roller bottles, things like that, possibly not always the best thing to send with the kids, but the beadlets, they can squish it in their hand and do the same thing and get that instant relief with the On Guard beadlet. So On Guard is another one of my everyday favourite oils that I use. And I actually don't mind the smell of it either. Some people go, oh, it's a bit herb clovey or whatever. I actually quite like it. So it's, not as my perfume. Give me the frankincense any day, but it smells pleasant in the house and it kills all the airborne germs, and that's what works for me. So I love it. Now, my third oil with this. Oh, any questions? Better stop and ask questions, hey? Nope. Okay, that's all right, because I'm not going anywhere. My third oil that I use every day is the past tense oil. Now, let me just find that one in my book here, and I'll tell you what's in it. So past tense is the relaxation blend, if you haven't tried that one. Okay, and it has in it wintergreen, lavender, peppermint, frankincense, cilantro, marjoram, Roman chamomile, basil, and rosemary. It is a very strong smelling one, not quite as strong as your ice blue, but a very strong smelling one as well, which is the wintergreen, that type of one. Now, for a headache, this one is my first one that I go to, is the past tense. If it goes beyond a headache and it turns into a migraine, that's when I get the ice blue out. But if it is just the starts of a headache, I use the past tense. Now, you can use it here on your temple, but it is very strong. So if you were going to do that, just make sure you do it right back here, because if you get it here and you get it like even just the fumes in your eyes, I find that it makes my eyes water a little bit. But for me, my headaches are usually from the back of the head. So definitely those knobby bits at the back there is where I rub them. When I do have of a night time, if I've got a migraine, I'm quite happy to run it up through my hair where I can actually feel the pain. So that one's great for that. But I use it, and Jody told me about this. She went, try the past tense, and I have loved it ever since. So when I do go to bed, I use this on the back of my neck, and that's the only place, just on the back of my neck, straight down that muscle there. And by now it's like, what, 8:30. If you press on that muscle, you'll actually feel that muscle is quite tight. And that's because that's where we hold a lot of tension from the day. You know, we've had our head up all day, we've been doing stuff, we've been, you know, chasing kids, whatever. So I find that I hold a lot of tension in that area. So with the past tense, by putting it right down, and I roll it from here to here, and on a good day I roll it all the way down here, and I find then when I do go to bed, what happens is my neck is more relaxed. So again, I've already processed all that stuff during the day using my Intune, so I use the past tense of when I go to bed, and I'm pretty much out in 5 minutes, which is great. I used to take ages to go to sleep, so I like the past tense. And I was reading yesterday actually, in my new 5th edition book, okay, which was really cool. I was reading in here, it actually says about sleep. And so, yeah, it just says for a restful sleep, apply to the back of the neck. So straight down those muscles there is where I use it. I'm sure you could use it on the back of the neck, but for me, just down those muscles there works really well. You can use it for all sorts of things. It does say headaches, migraines, muscle aches, swelling, cramping, hangover, hot flushes and cooling, bruising, burns, joint pain, tension, stress, neck, shoulder pain, arthritis, and restful sleep. So it's like $40, this one, $41 retail. So it's a really affordable price, considering I don't have a price list anywhere near me, but I know wintergreen alone is way more than that. And so to have it already mixed up and ready to go is brilliant. So I love this one. Okay. Relieves head. Yep, that's all right. Covered everything on that one. It is beautiful oil. So like I said, so these two are my definite everyday ones. And often I do tell people these are the two that help me sleep. So this one in the morning, the Intune in the morning to help me process all that stuff going through my head all day, and the past tense when I do go to bed, just to relax that neck muscle so that I can go to sleep. And then the third one, of course, was the On Guard. Who's got time to get sick? Seriously, like, so preventative. I use that one as my preventative. If it's okay with Faye, I'm going to throw in a 4th oil, because they're my 3 everyday go-to oils. But yesterday when I was reading my book, I'm going to start playing with another oil. So I'm going to share that one with you too, if that's okay. And I'm going to share with you how I plan on using it, because it sounded really cool. So this one is one of the little ones. I think it was in the summer collection. It was in that one, and it was in the citrus collection last year. So I've had it sitting here for ages, and to be honest, I've never used it. But when I'm going to do that sailor thing again, when edition 5 came out, it is in there. There is 2 pages of information on Kumquat. Okay, now when I was reading it, this is the bit that got me. Winter blahs, inauthenticity and pretense and lack of perspective. Okay, you can diffuse it or inhale it from cupped hands. Now, I tell people about the hands all the time. Okay, like when you traditionally aromatherapy, you diffused it, you massaged it in, or you well, you never took it years ago, which now I know that's a lot different. That ruling has changed. But the hands are amazing. So all you need to do is just one drop on your hands. Okay, rub it together, create a little bit of friction, but spread it out, and then I can smell it already. It smells awesome. Okay, and then just breathe it in, cup it right over your mouth and nose, and take a big breath. Now, if your hands still feel a bit greasy, you've got arms, you've got necks, you've got bellies, whatever, just rub it. Don't waste it. Use that oil, because it is going to absorb in through your hands as well. But by doing that, it's that moment of focus where you actually get to stop and pause and just breathe it in. And that's often enough just to reset your mind, to get you out of the funk you're in, to just, you know, get you thinking slightly different again, instead of just doing the whole, you get to actually stop for a second because you're doing something different, and then you'll be able to get like a bit more perspective and whatever. But the other reason, and you do it exactly the same way, drop on your hands, okay, breathe it in, is brain fog, lack of concentration and fatigue. So I love that it's that you can use it for that. It says here combined with green mandarin, and that's another one that is just gorgeous. I've been adding that to my water, and yeah, I don't buy cordial anymore, not when I can use green mandarin. It's way nicer. And no sugar. Love it. It's awesome in my water. But it says green mandarin and vetiver. So I'm not sure how that one will go. I know vetiver is one of Kana's favourites. Very interesting oil. Whole nother discussion another day. But that's a really nice combination. I quite liked the look of that one. You can use it for a sore throat as well. So back to that whole winter thing. I don't think Wendy's joined us today. She's gone to bed. I gave her some tips this morning about which oils to use on her throat for that whole winter lurgy thing that's been going on. Anyway, that is me done. They are my 3 favourite oils and my new one that I'm going to start working with, and see what comes of that, because I quite like the smell of it. Okay, Faye, back to you.
Thank you for sharing.
Anytime.
So does anyone have any questions for Tia regarding those oils?
Yeah, it's Lana. Tia, can I just talk about the kumquat?
You can.
I've been using it in my water daily with the green mandarin.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's absolutely lovely. The lemon and the lime I used to love, but those 2 are my favourite now.
And with those 2, because I know the green mandarin helps a little bit with the joints and stuff as well, with the arthritis. So it works with inflammation. Yeah. So
yeah.
it's a nice combination. So yeah.
It tastes delicious and it smells lovely. So I just thought I might let you know about the kumquat as well, with the green mandarin in your water.
Yeah, well, that's for that brain fog, that fatigue. That's what it recommends, combining with green mandarin. So beautiful. Love it.
Any other questions?
It's Judy. Did you say you put, with the green mandarin and the kumquat, do you put vetiver in there too, did you say?
Not in your water. Not in your water, no. Diffuse that. You can
Right.
diffuse it. Now, if you diffuse that, okay, kumquat and green mandarin are both citrus oils, so they're top note oil. Okay, so if you diffuse them, they're the smells that are going to lift and disappear very quickly if all you use are citrus. So vetiver, apart from being the oil of tranquility and absolutely beautiful oil, vetiver is a base note, and that will actually hold then the citrus oils, so that you've got the smell of all three going all day. So it'll stop the citrus ones evaporating very quickly. So
Oh, good,
in your
thank
diffuser, not in your water. In your water, the
you. Thank you.
no worries.
Hi, Nasia here. My question is, using the citrus oils, would that, like if you put them on your skin and go into the sun, would you be more susceptible getting burnt?
Sure thing. Definitely. A lot of the citrus oils are photosensitive and can cause that. And in fact, when you go through the book, I was actually surprised at how many times it actually mentions that. Bergamot is probably the worst one. The rest, you have to be careful with it. With that one, I use it on the palms of my hand. Like that's what I said, like a drop there to breathe it in. So it's not like the palms of my hand ever burn anyway. So I'm not overly worried about using it and going outside. But it's not one that I would necessarily put into my hand cream, for example, and put on all my skincare and put on my skin before going out in the sun. So with all your citrus, just always be a little bit wary that they can be photosensitive.
Yeah, there's a time
Thank you.
limit for that though. Like if you're going to go out in the sun for more than 15 minutes, be careful. And if you put it on your skin, you have to wait 2 hours is what I've been researched.
Yeah, I think like I said, it's different for each oil. I know bergamot's absolute worst. Like bergamot, you
Yes.
put that in your skincare or in your moisturizer on your legs, and it's like putting on fake tan. It will give you definitely discolor your skin very quickly, which might be a cheap way to do a tan, but there's no guarantee it's going to be even and nice. So yeah,
My
just
auntie
don't go there.
My auntie has used coconut oil all her life for tanning. She's
Yeah.
never had any problems with skin cancer or anything like that.
Yeah, I think you are very much predesperate. That word for it. Some people have the cells that mutate very quickly. With the kumquat, it does say avoid UV rays for 12 hours after topical application, which would mean pretty much you can't use it during the day. But again, in your water, you'll be fine. And palms of your hand.
Why would you use it on your skin anyway?
Good question. Sore throats, maybe. If you were rubbing it on the outside of your throat, you would use it there. It does say that you can use it for poor circulation as well. So I add things to my body butter for the circulation in my legs and rub it up my legs. So if you were using it for that purpose, you would just need to be wary that maybe do that often before you go to bed, as opposed to
I just wear long pants and my throat doesn't get any sun anyway. It's got a big pale bit.
Well, that works too. It just says avoid UV light, so you could that works as well. So, but when you do, if you are using it for that poor circulation, and I use the one of my other faves is the Salubel. So I put half the Salubel into my body butter and mix that up, and then just top up the Salubel with coconut oil. Again, being a little bit thrifty and making it affordable and using it to its best ability. And with the body butter, with the Salubel, and you could add the kumquat reading this, whenever you rub it into your feet for things like circulation, yes, get in and massage into your feet. But the minute you start on your leg, make sure you go from your foot up towards your knee. Always go up towards your lymph nodes. Especially for circulation issues, arms, legs, whichever, always go towards the heart basically, because that then helps the lymphatics clear everything out instead of pushing it down. It's like bagging it into a sock. You know, if you're pushing down your leg, you're shoving it all. There's nowhere for it to go. It's not going to leave via your toes. But if you push it up your leg, it is going to leave via your lymphatics or your urine or whatever. So you do need to work up your leg for circulation.
Sounds like a first aid course, that one.
I can do that one too. When would you like that class?
Yeah, I told you she was a wealth of information.
Unbelievable.
It's all good.
Got in your hand,
Awesome.
Judy, what have you got in your hand?
Me,
She's got a
that's
fancy
my
pen.
pen. My pen.
Oh, we could just see colours.
Yeah.
First aid, Faye and Tia, the first aid course would be good.
Yeah, well, actually, I haven't spoke to Faye yet, but today or late last week, I actually got this, and this is the makeover of your medicine cabinet. So I'm actually quite keen to do this one. So that might be next month, okay? Because I'm going to put my hand up once a month, I think, Faye.
Girl.
Very
I'm
good.
writing that down. That's in writing now. Too.
Well, it's on
We're
ready.
all
I'm all good. But yeah, no, this
That
might be one of
might
my.
need Tia, that might need a class.
Oh, what do you think I'm doing now?
No, where you're actually doing it yourself and
Well,
things like that.
Turn up. Yeah, well, let me have a look at it, and I will let you know. And we can always do it as a Zoom meeting, and then if there is more that needs to be done, well, we can organise a hands-on class as well.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
So it plays on the Monday.
Yeah, definitely. Can I just do a quick vlog, because I did get like 10 of these, or 16 actually, in the mail, arrived last week. Now, these are edition 5, and it comes in this size and this size, and I've been looking through it. Like, I've owned one of these books. I think I got edition 2 and then I sold it, and then I got edition 3 and I sold it, and I got edition 4 and I sold it, and I've now got edition 5. I was looking through the book at the markets yesterday. There's a lot of information in here. So I was really surprised at just how much information is in there when you do start looking at the different things in there. So, and of course, I do this always. I always put the chart in the front, so that when you do go through the book and it says the reassuring blend, you're going, what's the reassuring blend? It's in here. The generic name, the Australian name, and the American name are in the book for you. I stick it in right at the front, but when you purchase the book. So,
Where did you get the chart from?
sorry.
Where did you get
Oh, where did I get the chart? Oh, I'm just very clever, Judy. I don't know, to be honest. Oh yeah, wait, there you go. Somebody, Little Miss Believer did it. Created by Shell. So it's an awesome chart. I love it. If you want that chart for any books you've already got, just I'll pop it in the chat for tonight
Okay,
for
thanks.
you, so that you can print it off yourself. But I always put it in the front of all the books, even in the little this one. It's in the front of that book as well. So
That's a good idea.
yeah, well, that way I don't lose it and I don't have to think too hard. The other thing I did yesterday, and this is why I was looking at the book, was I actually took the stickers and I went through and used the stickers and put the Australian name in the book. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. Like, for example, that one says Women's Monthly Blend, which is the Clary Calm. So I've stuck Clary Calm there. So I've gone
It's so clever.
and done that.
Mm. So how much are the books, Tia? How much are the books, Tia?
$50.
Okay. And how much for the
45
sheet?
for you guys.
How much for the sheet?
No, stick it in the book. It's already in there.
Oh, okay.
Bonus.
Is that book similar to the Essential Basics?
Okay, so the Essential Basics is this big. That's the ring one. This is
that's the one I've got.
Yeah, no, it's very similar. So this one just has a bit more information.
Okay.
But one or the other will definitely get you out of a hole if you're looking for something.
Yeah, I love the basics book.
Yeah, me too. Okay. Thank you, Faye, for having me, and I will come back and do another class. I was thinking about it all day.
I appreciate that. So I've got you down in my book once a month. So you can pick which Monday of the month you'd like to do if you want to do it as a regular thing. Tuesday, I mean. So you can either do like the first, second, third, or fourth.
Yes, I'll let you know.
And let me know. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So tonight, lucky door prize is patchouli.
Awesome.
Love it.
And I'll
Yummy.
tell you a little bit about it because it came up. We were talking about it, I think, at Monday's Bingo Oils.
Yep.
So for centuries, the Asians have used patchouli, and they used it to fight infections, cool fevers, and it was also used to treat colds, headaches, nausea, diarrhea, abdominal pain, and even bad breath. So that's what they used it for, the Asian people. It's also good for getting the toxins out of your body. And it's good for a whole heap of things. It's good for weeping wounds. It's good to help with weight reduction, dandruff, depression, digestive system. It relieves itching as well, like if you've got hives or anything like that. It's the one thing that I was going to say about it is that it's calming and it's relaxing, patchouli. And it, where was it that I seen it?
Oh, you're kidding me.
It's used for a lot of things. So its properties are that it's anti-infectious, anti-inflammatory, antifungal, antiseptic, antitoxic, anti-astringent. It's a decongestant.
Oh.
It's a deodorant. You can use it in your deodorant. It's a diuretic. It's insecticidal, and it's a stimulant, and it's a tonic. So
Sounds like a pharmaceutical in a bottle.
it does, doesn't it? So I never realised myself how good this oil is, and that's why I thought I would make it as a gift tonight to one lucky person, and I'll probably, as I usually say, go to the person that needs it the most.
So before you draw it, can I tell you how I use patchouli?
Yeah, of course you can.
You know, just out of the top of my head. But patchouli is in a diffuser with any of your citrus oils. That's a really good base note to hold the smells, a bit like the vetiver we talked about, Judy. So patchouli is a really good one, and you do only need 1 or 2 drops for that. But patchouli for me is always in my bathroom. It is the one that whenever I get the cracks or the like on the base of my toes or any of the fungal type infections, absolutely brilliant. And you can mix it with a bit of bicarb soda and put it into like the guys' work boots and things like that, and it will help with that whole antifungal suggestion. And there is another way to use it antifungally, but that's a whole nother one. You can private message me if you want to know that one, because yeah, I'm not going there today. But it is awesome for that, and probably one of the first oils I used straight, and I used it for that, and it was brilliant. So it is a very good oil. And in the 60s, it was the hippie sexy drug, you know, the whole free love motto oil. That was patchouli. So anyway,
That's my husband's favourite.
yeah.
He used to wear it in the band when he used to sing in the band.
Yeah, it was the hippie one. Everyone remembers it from the hippie shops.
That's showing our age, isn't it?
Definitely. Okay, who needs it? Who needs